if you're knowing that the issue, well, first of all, it does take time. You know it's going to take work. Like, it feels like work. The IP,
Yes.
and I feel you, because I'm the same exact way. IP is my least favorite part of the business. Actually, no, it's not. Retention is my least favorite part. But IPA is uncomfortable for me because it takes time and it does take a lot of intentionality and deep thought. Ruh-roh. There's a bottle in the stroller over here, Emily. What was it?
It takes time and intentionality.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It
So
does.
it takes a lot of thought and brain power.
Yes.
But I guess you just have to decide how bad you want the change.
Agreed.
And then be you gotta be willing to put the work in. So if I were in your shoes, you're saying time's an issue, but you do have some nooks and crannies, like on the way to work, some pockets of time that you're driving or whatever. If you know, like if you had a list prepared beforehand of who you can talk to, then you can send voice messages, do your IPA while you're in the car and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you just have to be willing to do that.
Correct.
And you have to be willing to do the work of the mindset work. Because people think that the work looks like talking to people about plexus, and that is part of the work. But if you can't even get to that part of the work before you do the mindset work, then you've got to do both. And you've got to be committed to do it daily. And that's going to be the work that gets you to where you want to go. So you just have to ask yourself, am I willing to do that? It's not a matter of if you're able. Everybody's able. It's a matter of if you're willing.
Correct.
So are you willing?
Yes. After the first session yesterday, and the question was asked, what is going to change in your calendar when you come home from here? And I've already envisioned in my mind what I'm going to have to block out to make that happen.
Awesome. So what is it?
It is going to be getting up earlier. I need to give myself at minimum a half hour to 45 minutes to do my own IPA first thing in the morning.
Okay. So what obstacles are going to come up when you commit to this plan? What hurdles are you going to have to jump over?
Getting out of bed.
Okay, that's a great answer. I mean, that is legit. So that is legit. Okay, so
because there are times, like on the weekend, where I think, oh, I can just reach my phone and lay here and do it.
mm-hmm.
And then it gets distracted.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, you've spent 20 minutes and you haven't gotten done what you need to. So I'm actually thinking that I'm going to need to set my phone out of my bedroom so that I have to physically get out of bed for my alarm clock and to get to my work.
Is your why big enough to get you out of bed excited?
Yes.
Okay. So are you going to be able to get yourself out of bed?
Yes.
Like if you just want to lay
If
there,
I
what's
just-
your plan?
If I just, well, the nice part about it is my husband will have no problem kicking me out either.
Well, that's good.
So if I tell him, which I've already said to him before even coming here, that I really think I need to start getting up an hour earlier. He has been getting up at 5 in the morning to go work a side job. And I said, I just need you to start getting me up when you get up. And he thinks that 5 o'clock is too early for me. But I also know that I could get a lot done if I would get up then.
What's your life going to look like when you're a diamond?
Is it bad if all I want to say is I'll have the best horses? I will not have the stress. I won't have to have that conversation with my husband where the two of us have gotten to the point where we're in tears and we have to talk about really hard things.
Right.
I don't ever want him to feel like he has failed at supporting me.
Is that how it feels now?
I think he has a lot of shame in not being able to allow for us to do more of the things that we want to do.
How does it make you feel knowing that you have that opportunity to do that?
Incredible.
Does that get you out of bed excited? Will it keep you from hitting the snooze button?
Yeah.
So
Like saying this out loud, I'm like, it's a done deal.
awesome. Ranking up soon, y'all. So excited. So are there any other obstacles you might face when you sit down to work on your plan and commit to your plan? Anything besides getting out of bed? So that's a discipline issue, obviously. Yep. Christina talked about that yesterday, how to develop the discipline, you just have to have a big why. So what else might come up?
I don't know.
That's the only challenge you're gonna face? Just getting out of bed?
I feel like it.
Well then, you got this right up in the bag then, girl. That's the only problem you're gonna have. That sounds pretty easy. That's all you gotta do, get out of bed.
Obviously mindset.
Tell me more about mindset.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to be more intentional, wow. More intentional about making, I don't know.
So we need to talk about mindset, because you can have an action plan all day long, but remember what I said earlier about how the business is 80% mindset, 20% skill set. So what thoughts are you battling? What thoughts keep coming up for you?
Honestly, the biggest thing is pushy.
So it's a belief about yourself.
Yeah.
I wonder where that is coming from, other than these other people being pushy. Because do you believe that you can recruit people into your business without being pushy?
Yes.
And do you believe that it's worth it?
Yes.
Okay, then what keeps you from taking that action? Besides time. Like you're avoiding it, so that's not a time issue.
Mm-hmm.
That's a belief issue. What are you believing about it? What do you believe about our products? What do you believe about our opportunity? What do you believe about yourself?
Everything was life-changing until you said, what about yourself?
Okay, tell me more about that. You don't believe that you're life-changing? Like, do you, like, can you envision yourself as a diamond? Candace Anderson, Diamond Ambassador.
I can honestly say that I've never really thought about saying it out loud.
Okay, say it out loud. Let's just hear it. Let's practice.
Introduce yourself.
Address us all. You are standing here next year, addressing us all.
Now we're getting. Welcome to Pressure. I am Candace Anderson, Diamond Ambassador.
What's your diamond piece gonna look like? And how are you gonna feel about what you've accomplished when you're a diamond?
Proud.
Proud of what?
Proud that I've helped so many people.
Okay. So,
Why don't I want to reach out to them to help them?
yeah. Do you believe that you can? Do you believe you can help them?
Absolutely.
Okay. So tell me more. Tell me about your diamond team and how you've helped them. What have you helped them do?
Oh, I've helped them get unstuck in their financial position. Especially, and you know, part of it potentially maybe comes from my lifestyle choice and habit of horses. They are so extremely expensive. And so I know a lot of my audience, a lot of my niche, they're probably feeling just as financially stuck as I am.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And so how does that make you feel that you're going to be able to help these people?
Incredible.
Do you feel equipped to help these people? Like, do you know what to do to help some? Somebody says, Candace, I need to go Ruby. Ruby would make a big difference in my life. And you're Ruby. Tell me what to do. Do you feel equipped? You know exactly what to do if they want to go Ruby.
I do feel equipped. I feel like I need to be better about having checklists in place to make sure that I'm staying on track of making sure that I'm passing on the information along to them. Because sometimes I feel like I get caught up in, well, I know this. Why don't you know this? Or assuming that they can read my mind and they know exactly what they're supposed to do too. So I need to be more intentional about articulating to my team how to do.
So better systems in place?
Yes.
You feel like if somebody came into your team right now, that you would be able to teach them exactly how to recruit?
Yes.
Would you be able to teach them exactly how to retain?
Yes. And I know we say we're gonna lose some. But yes.
Okay. Exactly how to create business builders?
I mean, you keep saying exactly.
I mean, you know, roundabout.
It's not like I'm gonna sit here, I don't know like everything, but I've got a pretty,
General idea.
I can at least get them in the right direction.
Okay.
So the word exactly is what's making me have hesitation.
Okay, let's use more vague language. You got a roundabout idea of how to go Ruby over here?
Yes.
Okay, so.
Would I feel confident in sharing how to get there for someone?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, what if you didn't have any direct contact with them? Like, what if it wasn't your level 1? What if it's like your level 6? Do you feel like a level 6 could come into your organization and have everything they need to be a Ruby?
No.
Okay, so what does that mean you need to do?
Work on duplicating down.
Okay, how do you do that?
Be better about even putting in my own systems for the front end so that I am onboarding as best as possible.
Mm-hmm. What
To
kind of
help them.
systems do you think they're gonna need if they have no direct contact with you?
Well, at minimum, obviously plugging in them into all of the resources that already exist, but I'm not gonna be the one that's directly plugging them into that.
Mm-hmm. So what system would you need to develop people who know what to do or know where to plug people in?
I don't know.
So some sort of onboarding system that you're teaching to your level 1s, right?
Correct.
And then your level 1s are doing the same, like they know, and like you said, a checklist is good. You could
Yes.
just put that in like the units, or what do they call it now?
Got it.
Guides, yes. Put that in the guides. And I think it'd be great to have something, like your guides set up to where somebody that you don't know and have never talked to, like it's very easy for them to just go in your guides and just work their way through there and end up making $1,000 a month, like they have everything right there at their disposal. So that is one thing to keep in mind and be working on, is systems. So that's a skill set issue. But, so main thing I think we're nailing down is you definitely have to be intentional with your time. Gonna have to be intentional on the forefront with like being prepared with a list of people you're gonna reach out to that you can talk to in the car.
Yep.
Doing the mindset work, which looks like what for you daily?
Every now and then I'll tune into certain podcasts or different podcasts or things along those lines. My drive time used to be that and is now absorbed into me working on that drive time. So I've lost that, pouring into myself that direction. So I need to be more intentional about making time. I mean, I'm very good about showing up for Monday night calls, Thursday night book clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Those are both non-negotiables. So I probably need to, at minimum every evening, start plugging in something else
Mm-hmm.
on those off days.
Okay, that's good. All right, so if you were gonna make like a 12-week plan and keep it very simple, just focus on like 3 most important things that are gonna move the needle forward in your business. What are those 3 things for you?
Actual reach outs, actual mindset, work
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 2 things. What would be the third? What could be a third? I don't know.
I would suggest setting up an onboarding system. So that would be the 3rd. Those are 3 simple things that you've got to work on like every single day. All right. Do you feel like that plan is stick-toable?
For sure.
Do you feel like it also gets you out of your comfort zone and requires you to choose greatness in the moment
Yes.
and say no to yourself so you can say yes to your why?
Yes.
Okay. Are you willing to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, let's do it. Well, thank you for sharing. So, what I want to point out to you guys is, first of all, I didn't do like a ton of training her. It was really just a lot of digging. See how I just like keep asking why? Like, tell me more about that. Why? It's because I can tell that there's a mindset issue in there somewhere. She's not taking action. That's mindset. Like, she's thinking or believing something that's not true that's holding her back. And as far as coaching somebody through mindset, oftentimes, which this didn't come up today, but oftentimes I find that somebody's believing something about themselves that's not true. Here's how I would gauge if it's not true. Would it line up with what God says about that person? Because they need to be believing things that God believes about them. And we all struggle to believe those things, believe true things. Is it excellent? Is it noble? Is it praiseworthy? So that would be my standard. That's always my go-to. Like, what does God say about this? What does God say about me and my worth, or my capabilities, my gifts, my talents, whatever? They need to have a biblical view of themselves, and that's usually where mindset issues come in. They might not even realize it, and we didn't really get to a whole lot of that today. But that is what comes up.